Hello and welcome to my channel, Making Crafts. Today I'm working on I think this digital is called Vintage Spring, but it's really summery and can be used all summer long or for spring. So I've gone ahead and I've picked out papers that I want to put in my journal, and this is going to be a 4-signature journal. That's what I'm thinking right now as I've got all this laid out. And I have videos where I've worked on this before, where I've created some journaling cards using this kit. I've also created these pockets and different things. So I will link below to all of those videos as well. But today what I want to do is create some more pages for this journal because I don't feel like it has quite enough pages. So I'm going to go ahead and just start out by cutting down these papers. And I measured my pages. My average page in the journal pages I already have measures 10.5 by a little over 8 inches. So what I thought I would do is I'm just going to cut these down to 8 inches by 10.5. And I'm trying to see which part I want of the image on this. And this is just single-sided 12 by 12 paper that I'm using. And so let's just see here. I'm going to cut all of these down. And I picked these out. I think these go well with the kit. This one doesn't have, it's just the same all over. So I really don't have to worry about where the what the image is. So I can just cut it quickly. So I want to go ahead and get started cutting these. And then what we're going to do, because they're single-sided, we need to decorate the back side of the paper. Okay, so I have all of those cut down. So I cut them all to 8 by 10.5. And so I'm going to save the scraps because I may create some ephemera and different things with the scraps to go along with the journal. So when we make these pages, we're going to have white backs, and so I want to decorate those up just a little bit. So let's see, for this one, trying to think what I want to add to it. Maybe I want to decide which signature it's going to and which page it's going on. I'm just looking at my different signatures and different colors. I like it with this one, maybe, if we find the right thing. So maybe it would go right in here. Just checking, just trying to figure out. That one's a page. I've already added this flip out, and so I created these in another video as well. That's the center of the book. So I'm thinking, maybe it would go here or right in here. So let's see. What would it be? So it's not really next to anything special, so we're just going to decorate it up. And I may just need to just decorate them up and then just find a space for them each time. So what I've gone and done is picked out all of my stencils that I think would go with this journal. We'll see. And I've just got a variety of different brands here. And so I thought we would stencil it up some as well. So I'm just going to start out with this one. This is from Ciao-Bella, and it's called Prestige. This is, I don't know if they still make them or not. Most of my stencils are older stencils. Some of these are from maybe last year or so, but some of them are older. So it's got a lot of turquoise on this side. It really doesn't matter. You can put any color you wanted on this side, but I'm kind of going to go with what is on the other side just to help me figure out my colors. So there's browns and there's turquoises. I was almost getting my pink out. Here's a turquoisey color. We'll pull out some more as we need them. So I'm just going to add the stencil around. So I'm going to add a little of the turquoise first, or the blue. I think this one actually is called Peacock Feathers. So let's see here. I'm just going to and I'm not going to stencil the whole page. So I'm just going to stencil bits and pieces of the page, just different places. Let me see here. Maybe want to add a little bit down here. Probably should have brought that below the page. Let me see if I can add some in here. It may have messed it up. Let's just see. Nope, that's not bad. And then we want some over here. Kind of near where the center is going to be. And maybe some more. And you can see there's a little ink left on my stencil. I'm not great with keeping my stencils clean, so it is adding. I probably should have cleaned them first, but I don't mind the color that's adding, just like a little green that was on there. And now let's come in with another stencil. I'm just going to see which one I want to use. Maybe our little splotches here, like kind of like a coffee cup's been sitting there. Not sure what this one's called. This is called Coffee Splatter, and this is Cat Scrappiness. I'm just going to pull this one out. And for this one, I'm just going to use some brown. But I'm not going to put the coffee cup completely on the page. And I'm just going to try to go lightly. We'll see what happens. So there's a hair there. Let me get my hair. It must be falling out. Okay. Put that there. And maybe down here, we just put a little bit of a splatter down here as well. That's going to be really light, but that's okay. And then maybe up here. And you can see I'm not adding the whole stencil, I'm just adding bits and pieces of it. And I do think we want some splatters, but I'm not sure yet. Kind of like that. Now, I had a thought. I have some pages that are from the kit that I've cut out for one reason or another. I'm not really sure. But I was thinking I could use on these. Or I could go print out more. I'm going to have to see. Let's fold this up. And just see what our page is looking like. I do like that. It needs some color, but we can add a pocket later. You know, if we come in with a pocket or something. So let's just leave that one like that, and let's go work on the next page. Let's do all the stenciling first, and then we'll decorate the pages up if we decide to decorate them. Okay, so for the next one, I'm just going to use, this one's mainly pink, so we're going to use pinks on it. I'm not sure which pink. Let me try this one first. And what do we want to do? It's already got this design on this side. We probably want something different on the other side. I think this is kind of similar design. Let's have this one. Now this one is by Chabella, and I'm going to tell you this one is a little, probably need to wipe it off first though, don't I? I don't know if that's going to come off or not. This one is a little flimsy because the lines are so thin, so we'll have to see how this one does. We'll just test it out and see. Well, that's not too bad with the ink, doing it that way. There's a lot of pink and turquoises in this one, so there is a little ink left on this. I really need to go clean my stencils, but it's okay if some of that rubs off because I think it looks really pretty when it does. And it's okay because there is a lot of turquoise and pink, so it doesn't matter if they blend. This journal has a lot of different colors in it, so I don't have to be too picky. Now I might be dirtying up my ink pad, so I don't recommend it if you don't want to get things dirty. I don't mind. I'm a very messy crafter. So that stencil is very pretty. And I'm going to bring in, you've probably seen me, if you watch my channel much, you see me use this stamp a lot. I'm going to bring that in. Let me find my, it's just background stamps on here, and so I was going to use the, what am I trying to say? My mind has went blank. I'm trying to use the script. I want to add the script, but I just want to add it in lightly with some of the pink. So we're just going to stamp randomly around. There we go. We just make our own. This is a way that you could make your own journal pages, especially if you do not print digitals, then you can decorate up just plain paper. It didn't have to have anything on the other side. You could just decorate it up with stencils and stamps and different things like that. That is a fun way to create journal pages. So I'm just going to use this one now. It's another background stamp. Just going to come in with it just a little bit here and there. It would have a little bit of brown left on it, but that's okay. Kind of put it down the center here too, because it's going to, when you fold it, it's not really going to show up as much though. So let's just add it here. Okay, so now we got this little butterfly here. Anytime I see a butterfly, you know me, I've got to use the butterfly. So let me get my small stamping block. And now I'm just getting random because I was not going to add a butterfly to the page, but now I have to. Now that I saw this one, so I'm just going to add it right in there. Try not to add too many butterflies to the page. And so this is very faint. So these inks are not the greatest for stamping, so that's the thing. You don't get a crisp image, and that's kind of what I wanted it to blend in with the background. So that's looking pretty. And we just have a lot of white space here, but I might should add some stuff in the middle because if I'm going to add a pocket or anything, you're not going to see it. So I think I'll come back in with a little bit more stencil here in the center. And just add a little bit more there. Oh, that's good. And then we'll do the same thing on this side. Kind of connect it all together. There we go. I like that. I think that looks really good. It's very faint, very light. And when I get it in the book, I may need to grunge it up a little bit because these pages are a little bit grungier, so I may need to ink around the edges. I wonder what it would look like to start out by just inking with a little bit of pink around the edges first. Just add it. And then I may have to come in with a little brown to make it blend with the book. I'm liking this. I'm going to have to get a paper towel and clean up my mat. You can see I'm getting it on the mat. But I really feel like if I'm protecting the mat when I'm crafting, then what was the purpose of the mat? The mat's to protect my table. So I just get it dirty and grungy, and then I just clean it up. So what if we come in? Oh, do I have a light, very light brown? Just to add a little bit of framing this out just a little bit. Just lightly. And I might have to come back with a little bit more, but I'm just going to see if I lightly frame it out. Just grunge it up a little bit to match this journal. There we have it. So let's set that one aside. Oh, let's go ahead and fold it. Get my pressing tool here. This is stainless. It's very heavy, so it makes it really easy to press these pages flat. Okay, I do like that one. And then we have, oh yeah, here's, I was going to say, I thought we cut 4. I may have actually cut 5 by accident. So we do that one. And which other one do I want to use? Let's do this one. Okay, let's start out with this one. I'm going to start out by folding it so I know where the fold line is when I'm decorating it. Don't know if that'll change anything I do, but I just want to see. So I'm going to set all this aside. Now for this one, I'm going to use turquoise again, or peacock feathers, and then I'm going to use my. Now all of these are going to be in different signatures, so it's okay if they do have some of the same stenciling, but I was trying to mix it up a bit. So this is like an edge stencil. I think I'm going to try to come in with a little bit of the turquoise on the edge here and just see how that looks. Now these stencils are pretty rough. I use these stencils with my jelly plates, so they do have paint on them, so I'm not sure how great they're going to do. We'll see. I like that. So then, just going to leave it like that. And what about this side? If we had, maybe we have this one going down. Remember, this is going in the journal, so each side is not going to be seen together. Since it's not going in the center, I know that these aren't going to be the center pages, so each side will be separate from each other. So it doesn't have to actually make a spread when I'm working with it. There's some ink on there. I wasn't getting enough ink just dabbing it. There we go. that. Now, I may actually leave the rest of it blank that way I can decide something I may want on it. Here is a page from the kit. Just going through and seeing what I have left over since I put all the pages together. This is another page. And we have this one. I think that's all we have. That was a page too that was folded already. But I must have decided not to use it. Okay, let's take a look here. I don't want to use that yet. This is really not the colors I was going for. That blue does match. That's on this one. Oh, we have this bird here. I think that's very pretty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this down. Let me just measure here on my mat. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Maybe cut it down to 9. If I do that, let's start out cutting it down to 9 and a half. And then we'll see. I've got an idea on how to use this, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just thinking in my head how I want to create this. So I have 9 and a half, and then it's the height. The height is the same, or I don't have to trim it. Nope, it's perfect. So 9 and a half is a bit. I think I want to go just a little bit more down. I could trim just a little bit off of each end. I'll just use my smaller trimmer now that I've got it cut down. I think I'm just going to trim. I think I just trim a little bit off this end. So I'm just going to trim just about another, maybe 1/4 of an inch. I'll just keep doing that till I get exactly like I like it. And I do need to trim it. I think I need to even up the top there. I'll do that with this paper trimmer. Seems like the top or bottom's a little off. It is where the top is. It's okay if it's a little shorter than the page. If it's much shorter, we'll have to trim the page down too, but that's okay. Okay, do it like that. And let's see. So now we want to trim our page down to a little under 8 inches. So let's just go a little bit at a time. This is just how I create. I just start with an idea in my head and then just go with it and try different things. And this page still seems a little crooked. I'm not sure which one is crooked. So what I'll do is I'll glue it on and then we'll just straighten the whole thing up together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these pockets. So this is 32-pound paper, but I want this pocket to be sturdy just in case. So I'm just going to get some book pages and back this. So let's just do that real quick. So this book page is just what's going to stiffen it up a little bit so that when we are putting something in and out of the pocket, it won't rip our paper. So I'm just going to try to get this glue on. I'm just using Fabri-Tac for this. I think Fabri-Tac for me, and I say it and then this piece of paper will be different, typically doesn't wrinkle my paper as much when I'm using a bunch like this to cover the whole thing. So I'm just going to try to, before it dries, kind of smear it out. And then we'll just add it. It's going to need more. This glue is about to dry up. So I'm just having to get a lot squeezed out. I'm going to have to, I need to thin it down, but I also need a new bottle. So quite messy, but that's okay. Let's see how that works. Good news is we can always reprint this page if we need to. Okay, so we're just going to add it right there. over the center of that page. Press down really good. I have some spaces here. I'm just going to add a little glue up underneath there. I must have missed the edge. There we go. And I'm just going to trim off the excess paper. And get that. Maybe I should use my scissors so I don't mess it up. Thought that would be faster, but I'm not so sure. I'm just going to trim that off, and then we're going to have to shape it up because this page is a little wonky. And it doesn't matter if it was just a page in the book, but because it's going on top of the other page, it's going to show up. So we're just going to, we'll fix that in a moment. Okay, just want to make sure it's not loose anywhere. Make sure it's all good and glued down. So then we're just going to add this to our page. Okay, so this is how it turned out, and something happened with the camera. I don't know why it paused, but it paused, so you didn't get to see me finish it. So let's create one more together. Because we have so many signatures, it'll be great to put this in 2 different signatures. So that's that one. But I've already prepared a few things while I was figuring. Well, once the camera cut off, I then got a phone call. And so while I was talking, I just went ahead and worked on some of this. So I've gone ahead and backed this one with book page again. And then this one is another print from the kit. But what it does, instead of the whole picture going across the page, it has 2 different images, you know, divided down the middle. So when we trim this off, we're going to have to be sure to trim a little bit off of each side to make this work right, so that this is in the center of the page. So we have one more page that we cut down that we haven't inked yet. So let's go ahead and just stencil this one on the edge again like we did the other one. But now, oops, I just keep throwing it around. But now this one I'm going to use this stencil. I'm going to just follow the line of the stencil right down the middle of it. And let's see, what color do I want to use? I'm just going to look at this page. There's pinks on both sides, so it might be nice to just use pink. There is some little purples and stuff, so maybe I will combine, and blues, maybe I will take the Distress Oxides. They look really good blended together. Oop, that's not the one I want. So I'm going to use the Spun Sugar and the Peacock Feathers, and let's see. Let's start out with the lightest one, which is the pink. And we're just going to ink around just a little bit. And then I'm just going to go a little bit on the edge here. And this is another one of my stencils that I use paint with. So it is a little rough, but I think it's going to be fine for what we're doing. Now I'm going to bring in the blue, because I think this is going to make kind of a purple lavender look once we... Oops, my stencil moved. I hope that doesn't mess it up. Let's look and see what we have here. I like that. So let's do the same thing to the other side and just go down the middle here. And once again, I'm going to start with my lighter color first. That way I don't get the dark blue into my ink. Do it like that. Then a little bit down the side here. And remember, these are going in a journal, so this is not going to be a full spread because it's going to... you know, it's going to fold in half and be inside the book. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I'm wording that correctly. Okay, so there we have it. I like that. Let's just move some of this aside here. I'm going to watch this camera now and make sure it doesn't pause. I'm wondering if I hit the button somehow, setting my supplies over to the side. I don't know, because it's controlled by my laptop. So see, we're gonna have to cut this down some. Ooh, I really hate to cut these flowers off, but I'm going to have to cut a little off. So let's see, the page is probably need to cut at least a ½ inch off of each side. Gosh, that was hard for me to say. Let me see if it'll fit into my little trimmer. If so, I can just eyeball about a ½ inch. Let's just see. Cuts quite a bit of that little gazebo off, but just what we have to do. And then this side, another half. That's still pretty. Put those strips aside. And then, once again, I think the laciness of it would be a bit too much. Now, are we not showing enough of our stencil? Should we trim just a little bit more off? Maybe. I just hate to keep cutting into that little gazebo. I'm going to have to. Just cutting a little bit off each side now. Okay. Now what I want to do is I do want to fold this in half so I know where the center's at. Where's my pressing tool? And I think I did that crooked. There we go. Okay, that's good. So we have our center there. So now I just want to line this up with the center. Pretty much. Go ahead and fold this in half. Let's just see. Are they the same size? Yes, I did good. Did pretty good measuring. So let's just fold this in half and press just so I can kind of see where the center is. Yep, that's pretty good. Now I did it the wrong direction, didn't I? Oh my goodness. That is how my day is going. By the time I finish this video, you may not want to listen to anything I say. I'm going to say she's a mess. Okay, so we're just going to lay it in there. I think that's a good size. And so now we're just going to punch the hole here. And it's going to take out our whole gazebo when we do that. Pretty much so. Hoping that was dry enough. I'm pretty sure it was. This punch sometimes acts up though. It doesn't always want to punch. I don't know why. Don't know if there's a way to sharpen these and maybe that's what it needs sharpening or if there's some little something off. Now you can see that it is a little too long. I'll just trim that off at the end. I'm just going to line the tops up so that'll help me. And maybe a little bit off there, but okay, I like that. So I am going to ink around it. So I'm going to take a moment and just ink it real quick. So I mainly just inked around this now because I started to ink the top, but I'm going to trim some of that off probably if it hangs over. So I'm thinking it's just best to, I'm trying to line it in the center there. Don't have to be perfect, but I do want it to be close. So yeah, it's going to go like that. So let's go ahead and use, I'm just going to use this glue now. And I'm just going to add glue along the top and the bottom. And this is the part you missed on the other one, I think. I think that's all you missed was that. But if not, and then along the bottom, the side edge here. And it's going to take some of our pocket by gluing it like that, but that's okay. I'm going to take it like this, though, and find the center with this one. And just line it up, and there we go. That'll be really close to the center there. Now, did it hang over too much that I missed getting? Yes, I should have thought about that. I got the bottom here on that side, but not the top. So let's go back in. See, I have to think about this today. I'm just add a little glue right here. I'm going to add glue to the edge here. There we go. And that way, when we press it down, it definitely hits that edge. I probably should have trimmed it down ahead of time so that wouldn't happen. So this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add glue along the top here, about where I think it stops. And then I can always come back and add a little bit more glue. And then I'm just going to add along the edge there. That might make it easier. So we want this to be flat when we lay it down. And just need to add a little bit more glue. Oops, I'm off camera. A little bit more glue down at the bottom here, all the way to the edge there. Wipe that off. And then same thing here. Let's see. Just a little bit more to the edge there. Okay. There we go. Now let's just press all that down really good. And we want to let it dry before we fold it in half because, you know, it'll cause all kinds of wrinkles and stuff. So now let's trim this down. And we can decide if we want to ink it or not. once we trim it down. I'm going to trim this one just a little bit more. I can see it sticking out here. There we go. So, and you can see this paper starts to wrinkle a little, starts to lose its color a little bit the more you fold it, but that's going to be sewed in. But I used copy paper for this one. But like I said, this book is, well, like I said, now I don't know what I recorded and what I didn't. So what I was saying earlier, this book is a little bit more grungier because of the images. You can see they're a bit grungier. So, yeah. So it's okay if it's a little grungy like that. Now I do like that. So we have 2 pages. I don't know if it's dry enough. It probably is. Let's just see. Just fold that in half. My pocket just don't want to behave. Thinking it's not. There we go. All right, so we have that one. So we have 2 pages done that way. Let's see where that other one's at. So 2 signatures will have this type of page, and then I'm gonna let that dry just a little bit longer. And then I don't really want to cover this image up that I've done, other than I probably add pockets and stuff, but oops, upside down, pockets and stuff, but I don't want to cover that up like we did. And then this one, it's still a little plain, so we're going to have to add something to it, like stamping or something. And then let's add a little stamping now, and then we'll see how that looks in the book. And then we'll figure out what pages we're going to put it on. And that will probably be all for today. I don't know yet. We'll see how much time we have left. We may have a little bit more time. So I'm going to get some ink here. This is just kind of stamp. It's a little, I think that was upside down. Or, which way is right side up of this paper? I think that, thankfully, I got it, I think. I don't know. It's one of those papers it's hard to tell what's the upside down and right side up. So add a little inking around. Just kind of framing out the whole thing. Okay. And then like I said, we're going to add something to the page, but just wanted a little bit on here. I think I still want to add just a little bit more here. And then down in here we need more stenciling. So let's bring this stencil back. And let's bring back our blue. Just add a little bit more stenciling down in here. Maybe more on the page here. Mike can line this up so it all just kind of blends. Okay. Okay, I think that's pretty. Now let's put all these pages. Let's see if we can fold this one now. Hopefully it didn't wrinkle it up too bad. No. Okay, so we got all of these. Okay, so let's see where we're going to add these to our journal. Let me clean up a little bit here out of the way. So we have our journal. This is the order I'm thinking I want my journal to go in, like this. So I've been trying to keep it in the order. Okay, so for this one, I've already added, this one has a lot of turquoise in it. So I might want a turquoise page. It might look good here. And like I said, I made this pocket in a video. And then here's a journaling card that I created. I'll try to link to all that. So then that kind of looks good with that. Let's see how all this looks together. So we go like that, and then we've got our music page, which I think goes good. Then we have this one. I have a video where I did that butterfly in, made that pocket, and showed you how I did those. And I have a free download where you can cut out your own butterflies. Oh, I like that together. Yes, I think that's going to be perfect. And it goes good with this page too. So you can see that this, it's not really, I'm really not sure how many pages I should be putting in my journal. I don't know why that one's sticking out further than the rest now. Maybe it's because I added another page. Might need to trim it down. We'll see. Okay, so that is for that one. And so this one, I've made this in a video. I'm just thinking to myself, though, I'm thinking these, the video may not be out yet. I may need to upload that video. I'm not really sure. But it's an envelope and then this cluster. I'm going to have to look and see if that video's out. I'm pretty sure I filmed myself doing that. And this is from a Roxy's Weekly Challenge. And then I've just added some fabric to the back, and it's a belly band. So now I've got to decide if pink goes in this one. I got these three. We can figure out which one goes in here. So let's just take a look. That actually may look good here. No, I don't like that one there. Maybe this one. That might look good. I like that one there. And there we go. So I think that's going to be good in there. Let's look in the back here to see how it looks, though. I think it looks perfect with that. Yes. Now, I created these. You know, I'm not sure if I created these on camera or by myself, but those are really easy to make. I can show you how to make those. Okay, so now we have this one. It's more browns. We don't want the pink. What's that one? Well, that's got a brown look to it. But no, I don't want that. Let's see. Okay. This one might look good here. I think that does look good together. It's very plain because I haven't added a lot of stuff yet. Okay, and then I'll keep those in order. Will this one go with this or not? I may have to swap something around. It may not be a good color. I don't know about it there. Make it fine here, though. It's not as much pink in this one. I may need to see which one has more pinks in it. Let's just see how that looks together. That is a bit much right there, isn't it? How would it look with this? Thinking I don't like it in this one. I'm going to take that out. Let's see. So this one had the, which one did it get? I did like it in there, but let's just take that out for a moment and give it to this one. Where would we add it? Kind of looks good there. Maybe there. I think that would go good together. And then take this one that didn't get one. Once again, and we have the pink with, there's pink flowers next to it. Let's see what that looks like first. It's a bit busy, but I think it'll be okay. I kind of like that. And then it's kind of, I think it looks good. Okay, so we have all of those. So our stacks are getting a lot bigger. So I don't want to, you know, I couldn't sew on the signature till I decide what pages I want in it. So I have some more pages I want to add. I don't think it's something I can quickly do in this video. It is a very quick project, though. I've gone ahead and we might have just a few more minutes to do that. So I've gone ahead and painted some papers. These were inspired by Roxy's Weekly Challenge, these with the dots on them. She did that recently, so I'm not going to add those. But what I was thinking was taking some book page. This is from a garden book, and I'm thinking about making some pages with those. So I've just painted up some pages, some for collage and some possibly to use as pages in my journals. Okay, here's another one, since there is a lot. And here's some paper that I've just painted up one side, and then here is some lighter turquoise. I've just kind of like you tea stain it, but I just added a little blue with paint. We have 4 signatures, so let's choose 4 different pages to put in. And let's see how this works out. Okay, so these are pretty simple. They are just fold them, and we're going to put them in our book. These were a lot of fun to create. It's hard to see on camera that it does have some blue tint to it, but there is a turquoisey blue tint to that one. That's just watered down acrylic paints. Now for this one, I'm going to trim off the edges because I don't want the ragged edge there. And I'm just going to bring it all the way over to the script, just a little off the script. And then I'm trying to think here. We know about 5.5, so I'm going to keep it like that for just a second. And then how long is it? So it's got to be down to 8. So let's cut. It's actually going to be shorter than that. I'm going to cut down to where the writing begins, and then I'm going to cut here to where the script begins as well. This one's a little wonky, so we're going to straighten that back up. Okay, and it may still be wonky. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then cut a few more down. Got to cut them all down. I don't like how close I cut at the top to the writing. I don't think I'm going to do that again. I think I'm just going to trim a little off the top, but not as much. Not all the way down to the writing. Oops, this one's got a little wrinkle in it, which that's what when I was dyeing these and painting these have been painted. I didn't worry about the wrinkles. I thought they would really add to it, so I did not stress it at all. Okay, there we go. I like that better. So let's just do another one like that. Okay, we'll leave a page number down there and just cut right below that. Okay, I'm going to do one more, and then I will show you how we're going to use these. Cut the bottom off first so it'll fit in this paper trimmer. Okay. Going to measure these to see about the height. It's got to be under an 8. It's got to be under 8 inches, so I'm going to have to trim a little off the top here. So then this one and this one, stack them together. I think they're the same height. Well, this one isn't. They both need to have a little bit trimmed off so they can be 8 inches tall. There we go. There. And this one is right under 8, so that'll be fine. So if you notice, I left the edge here, and that's on purpose so that I can fold it over. And both of them won't need the edge, and so then we will just attach this one to this one like this. So let's just add a little glue. So this will be another quick page put together for this journal. So there we go. There. We have those together. Kind of like it like that, but now I'm not so sure. Because now I'm going to have to fold this in like this. And I can cut it off. I can leave it just in case I want to use it as a flap. But, hope it looks better in the journal. Okay, let's try a different way putting them together. So, what if I trim this off? Okay, I know what I'm going to do. So we're going to trim both of these off like just close. Okay, and then trim this one off. Okay. Now we're going to take one of these painty pages that I've painted up both sides, but we're just going to take and trim this off a little hinge. And then we're going to slide these two together like this. And then we're just going to hinge them together. We're going to decorate these up, so surely they'll be pretty in the journal once we get done. And then we're going to line, oops, I didn't mean to put this one down yet. I'm going to line this one up like this as well. Just press. Okay. Do I like that now? I don't know. This is just a test I'm doing with you guys too. So, I like that side better, where it's thinner. This side's a bit wide. But we'll just have to, I think I'll put a strip down the middle too. I think we're going to have to just decorate that up, because I don't want to waste these, so we'll just decorate it up. Okay. Not sure why that strip is shorter, but let's see. Don't like that. I'm going to pull it off while it's still wet. Throw that in the trash and think about this a little bit more. Okay. I think that will sew it in the signature just fine, but then this might blend in okay. Maybe I should have used brown. Would have added a little something to it. But I think this one's probably good and dry now, so... Oh, no, it's not. Let's pull it off. Let's pull it off. I may need to use Fabri-Tac anyway, because of this paint. This glue doesn't seem to be sticking very hard anyway. So let's just try again. Let's cut. That was good. That was actually good luck, wasn't it? Like I said, my day's going crazy, but that one worked out for me. There we go. So I'm going to leave these lined up together, and we're going to make it even this time on both sides, the same amount, so that it's not so much on one side and not the other. So that when we fold, oops, I forgot to use Fabri-Tac. May have to come back and do that. We'll see. We'll let this dry. I'll let it dry today, and then we'll see when it dries. If I can still pull it off, then I'll go back with Fabri-Tac. Okay, I like that better, because when if you do see that on your page, it adds a little something grungy to it, but still. Okay, so this one has just this one flapped over like that. And we have that one. And we're really going to have to straighten this page up. It's driving me insane. I don't know what I've done wrong with that page, but let's just see here. If we put it in here and we see where that corner is, there we go. Now it's straight. I like that a lot better. So I think that's all we're going to do today. We'll figure out where we're going to add these to the journal next time, or I may just go ahead and add them in, because I know that's not really exciting to watch. But we have two, and then that's right. Then we have these, and I'll go ahead and just off camera trim these down to fit the pages. They look white on camera, but they are blue. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed seeing me put this together so far. Be sure to come back. I'll look for the other, like I said, the videos that I've already made the pockets and stuff in here. I'll look and put those in the description below, and maybe I'll create a playlist. But now, as far as this, I know I'm pretty sure I recorded it, but I'm not sure that I uploaded it, so I'll have to look and see. Because I did start on this journal several months ago, and then I created some things for it and never got around to making it. So we're going to create this journal and finish it this week. I'm saying that, so I'm saying that, and I'm hoping I can stick to it. I'm hoping nothing comes up and we can finish it. I need to make the cover next. Once I figure out whatever pages I want in it, then I'm going to create the cover. So I hope you'll join me as I finish working on this one, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.